So, why in the world would I be sharing a song with you called "O Blessed Spring" on the week before December? Have I lost my mind? Well, let me see if I can explain. You see, this particular song has 5 stanzas to it, and each of the first 4 stanzas has to do with one of the seasons of the year. And the first stanza is about spring, the second about summer, the third about the fall, the fourth about the winter, and then the fifth binds it all up together there. But if you pay attention to the words, you realize pretty quickly it's not really about the changing seasons of a year, although that's certainly a beautiful message about creation. You see, it's really more about the changing seasons of life. And each of the seasons has to do with a time in our life. And the message winds up being extremely poignant. Let me share this song with you, and I want you to pay attention to the words and see what you notice. This particular choral presentation comes from the National Lutheran Choir, and it has a very extended organ intro before anyone sings. I could easily leave the intro out, but I find it incredibly beautiful. So be patient and follow along, and then when the words start, pay attention to the message that you hear. So maybe you see why I chose this song for this time of year, because we are indeed entering the darkest time of the year. And it's so appropriate that the celebration of the light of the world at Christmas comes, at least for those of us in the northern hemisphere, at the darkest time of the year. Some people find themselves down in the dumps this time of year. There are churches that have come up with something called a Blue Christmas service. Have you ever heard of that? And it's for people that somehow can't even bring themselves to come and sing Christmas carols and make merry with their fellow church members because they're so down, they're so blue, and so they have a special worship time. Some funeral homes have done this as well to offer a special December time of gathering for people who've gone through a loss during the year. Let me be honest, I have a little bit of mixed emotions about that because, in a way, I would think the message of Christmas ought to be targeted not toward those who are already holly jolly. The message of Christmas and Advent ought to be targeted to those who have struggled, who have hurts, who are looking for answers. That's why Jesus was born. The song, "O Blessed Spring," if you noticed, also talked about the changes that come with life. You know, sometimes we have a hard time with the changes of aging. You know, I noticed something that I am exactly 12 months older than I was a year ago at this time. Isn't that amazing? I worked real hard on figuring that out. And when you add 12 months and then 12 more and 12 more, sometimes life brings us challenges that are not just another hump to get over. The challenges that come as we age are ones that tend to linger with us. You know, I believe that's really what our faith is all about, to help us through and to help us to face those changes that indeed do come. Nothing easy about it. I found this hymn very affirming as it spoke to us of the fact that the life cycle goes on and we are a part of something greater than ourselves. Maybe you've known people, as I have, who live with hardship that comes with aging, but they do so gracefully and graciously, not pretending the problems aren't there, but rather facing them with dignity. And they become an inspiration to me, as often the things I'm juggling aren't nearly as big as the things they have been facing. I wish we could be more honest with one another about the things that we are going through. And the resources of faith, whether at Advent time or Christmas time or any time of year, spring, summer, fall, winter, can help us to see how God is holding us in the palm of his hand and how he is moving us along through it all. Well, Christmas is less than a week away. This coming Sunday, we have our fourth Sunday of Advent together. And then Tuesday evening, our 5 p.m. Christmas Eve candlelight communion service. On December 29th, I look forward to being with you in worship. It'll be my last Sunday before our trip, and I'll be in charge of bringing the message that Sunday. And Judy and I are going to be doing something a little bit different, sharing with you some songs that never make the cut at Christmas time. You know, Christmas season is short and the number of musical resources is fantastic, and we always have to sing the ones we want to sing every year. But there's an amazing message in some of these songs we don't sing too often, and so we're going to dig into those a little bit, and I know you'll be blessed as we wind up the year 2024 together in worship on December 29th. So we got a lot yet to look forward to. And I hope that you will continue your disciplines of prayer and seeking God and reading the scriptures. Advent's almost over, but it's just the launch of another year of this old planet circling around the sun and the things going on in our life that remind us that we don't belong to ourselves. We belong to him, and his purpose is very real for us. God, I pray for each one sharing in this midweek boost. Help us to receive the message of the season with grace and to receive the gift of your Son, Jesus, your love come down at Christmas for us. Amen.